Hey y'all, thanks for joining me. I'm back with the Leader 120, and today I'm gonna install some new components in this guy. But before we get to that, I wanted to show you guys the GemFan 2540s that I've been running. Now these are the same props that I did 2 LOS videos and my last FPV video. These are the exact same props that, let me get this in the focus, that I was running. If you did see that last FPV video, this is the prop that I bent 90 degrees on the tree, and I just bent it back and kept on going. So you can see the other props are very chewed up as well, but none of them broke. Very impressive, and they fly great on here. Tonight I did 4 packs back to back, and just a side note, the motors got a little warm doing that. I guess I was just like swapping the pack out as soon as the other one was down, so maybe give these a little rest. Might mess with the tuning a little bit too, so it won't get so warm. But it was, it wasn't too hot to touch. It was just warmer than usual, so I would give it the very warm side. Yeah, just keep an eye out for that if you're running one of these. And then the tie wrap that I had holding on the VTX just to keep it secure actually snapped. That's crazy. So I was bashing this thing around pretty hard. And then the only other thing is here, I don't know what happened, like this branch just came out and stole my beeper. It's gone. So yeah guys, I forgot to secure that back down with double-sided tape. It was already loose from the last video I did. So that's what I get. It disappeared. I gotta order a new one and pop one in there. So anyway, the stuff I'm gonna put in today, here it is. Finally showed up in the mail. I got this stuff from GearBest. Just so you guys know, I'm not affiliated with anybody. I don't get sent anything to review. I'm just a new guy here on YouTube trying to share what I have with you guys, so you could, join me in this experience. But yeah, I wanted to do this combo, and other YouTubers have already done this, but none of them really show like putting it in and the little details. They just show it like already on there. Not that I know of anyway, but I wanted to do it here myself and share with you guys. So I ordered the Micro Swift 2, the NTSC version with the 2.1mm lens, to pair with the full speed RC FSD TX200 VTX. Want to run 200 milliwatt. I usually fly alone, so and away from everybody else, so that extra transmitter power, VTX transmit power, will help me out when I'm cruising through trees and stuff, and going out like behind my garage. I get a lot of breakup. And then I got the FS RX2A. But yeah, I'm gonna get everything going here, guys. Gonna clean everything up and get it prepped and apart, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, got it all cleaned up here. Had to pretty much take everything apart, and gonna have to do some soldering here next. But while I'm here, I wanted to do the cam and VTX with you guys. And here's the actual VTX, super tiny. Looks like it goes this way. Gonna need some standoffs. I'm gonna leave that on like some of the other guys did, because I just don't want the two boards to touch. Yeah. Well, it looks like you need a tiny screwdriver. Alright, so I'm gonna leave that on there. Let me get a look on her. Yeah, it's like glued on there with some kind of small double-sided tape. Let's see what it does with these washers. I think 2 is gonna do it. I'm not gonna jam them on there too hard anyway, so let's see how it looks. Yeah, I think 2 will be fine. Hey guys, we're back. Ran into a little bit of mounting trouble. the guys that have done this before, they say they just wedge it in there, and it truly is just wedged in there between the side plates and the two standoffs here. Luckily, this is nylon, and it actually is bent on the screw side. Even the screws are nylon. You look at where the head is of that screw and the actual standoff. It's the screw is actually bending up and over, which is great because otherwise this board wouldn't fit in here. All right, so to the wires here. Let's go over the VTX wires first. You get the power wires. This is the main power feed. So it needs 6 volts, so I can't use the 5 volts off of here. I'm going to actually connect this directly to the VBAT connections here. This is the positive and the negative there. So these 2 wires will just be soldered there. The other 3 wires actually are power, ground, and video. Blue is video for this TX200. That's it for the VTX. On the camera, it's a 6-pin setup on the Micro Swift 2. I think the original Micro Swift had like the 3-2 config, but this guy here has a 6-wire pin and connector, and of course red and black is your power and ground. The yellow is your, get this thing, there we go, the yellow is your video, and the blue is, if you were going to use the OSD in here, you would hook this up to VBAT. But I want to use the OSD on the flight controller, so I'm gonna I just tidied this up, put some heat shrink, and I'm gonna lay it in nice and neat somewhere. So the thing now is the VTX 3-pin conveniently plugs right into the camera's 3-pin, so you don't have to solder anything on this end. This will now, from this main power feed, will feed the spec. Yeah, this main power feed will end up coming through here and feeding the camera. And the camera is 5 volts, I think, to up there to 30 volts ish. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, we're only running 3 cells, so it should be perfect. And then the only thing you have to solder here is this yellow wire, which is your video. And of course, the source is the camera. So you're going to have to cut this wire, and then you'll solder it to video in right here. There's 4 connectors, video in, video out. I think that's ground and that's power. But we're not going to use the ground and power. We're just concerned with the video in and video out. So you're going to have to cut this wire and solder the camera end to video in right here. It's easier to point with this thing. And then the other end that's cut, which goes to the VTX, will get soldered to video out. And that's it. So let me get prepped for that, and I will get back in there when I'm soldering this stuff. Hey, I almost forgot about the receiver, guys. So I'm not sure which receiver you guys will be using, but I'm using the Fly Sky for the Turnigy Evolution. The other side is printed here with this. This is iBus, PPM, 5 volt, and ground. Alright guys, we're back. I prepped all the wires. Here's the yellow video wire coming from the camera. The yellow video wire that's gonna feed into the VTX side here. And then you have the RX2A ready to go. I just cut all these to length and tinned them up so they're ready to go. And then the power and ground for the VTX. Let me zoom in here so you guys can see that. Alright. We're gonna go video in from the camera first. And it's going right to this pad. Doesn't take much, but I wanted that to lay nice and flat. And now we'll tuck these wires out of the way later. So that was video in, coming from the camera. And then here we go with video out. For the receiver, that's ground. This is 5 volt, and that's S bus PPM, but I bus in this case. But hopefully it does work out that way with I bus. Just gonna make sure it's gonna lay flat. Volt. So let's try to get a closer look and make sure those connections are okay. They should be okay. And what's happening, guys, is it's a hole type pad, so the solder is feeding down into the hole, and that's what screws you up sometimes, trying to just wire it direct. Zoom back out. All right, last two wires, just move these out of the way. And what I wanted to do with these two for the last power and ground to the VTX is to actually come from the back. Ooh, that looks good. All right. All right. Just wanted to show you guys the VTX is working properly here. I'll go ahead and power up the leader. And there we go. I am basically looking at my computer screen here, and everything looks good. I'm set to 25 milliwatts for now, just to keep the temperatures down on the VTX. And I'm going to show you guys how to get the channel set up on there. Alright, so we got the video working. Sorry about that buzzing noise. That's the fan I installed in my headplate goggles. Let's power this up and do my best here to show you guys how to switch channels on this guy. Get a nice angle here. There we go. The instructions are not very clear as far as like the channel selection, but to change the power from 25 milliwatt to 200 is a long press for 6 seconds. There you go. It's showing 3 LEDs. I know that's not focusing as good as it could be here, but here, hold it again for 6 seconds and it should switch to 6 LEDs. It tells me I'm in 200 milliwatt, and there's some conflicting things in the instruction manual. It goes from A, B, C, D, E basically, but on the website it shows an F there. So let's see here. If I scroll through, so that first LED on the right tells me I'm on band A. So a 3-second press, that should be B, C, D, E, and now if I don't go back to A here, then I guess there is an F there. Let's see. Yeah, there is an F. So the manual stops at E, so the website's actually correct. So I press this one more time, I should go back to A. And there we go, and that's where I want to be, because I want to run Fat Shark 4, which is basically band A channel 4 here. Excuse me. So this was the hard thing to figure out. I just kept messing with it till I figured out here. There's if you short tap like it says in the manual, angle that blue light. Okay, I kept playing with the channels on the head play till I could find like the actual signal coming through. So that solid blue light means that's channel 8. And if you just tap once, that's channel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and when I tap this again it should solid blue, which puts me back on channel 8. There we go. So like I said, I run Fat Shark 4, which is going to be channel 8, band A, channel 4. So I'm going to just tap it 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that should get me back where I want to be. Alright guys, let me tidy all this up, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all cleaned up. Alright guys, we're back, and finished all the wiring and got it all buttoned up here. Just want to show you everything that came out, the old camera. And I'm going to apologize for my inexperience with these reviews and how-to videos here. Actually my first how-to that I'm going to be posting, but this was definitely way heavier. I'm sure I can get the weight of this from the website, and the camera was definitely lighter, so hopefully that evened out on its own. And as you can see, I got the clear props going on. Those would be my choice for FPV. And these things here, come on, focus. Yeah, there we go. They've seen their better days, so you know, they're still flyable, but yeah, pretty much garbage now. They're not that expensive, so we'll try these clear ones out, give you guys a closer look. I kept all the wires. Get this focus again. I kept all the wires stock length on the camera end, and also the VTX end. The only wire I cut was that video in and out to go through the OSD and the FC. But I didn't want to chop any of those to clean this up more, because, you know, this camera, you never know, I might put it in another build if I break this leader eventually. But that's the reason I did that, and I just put it in some heat shrink and bundled them together along with that 3-pin connector. And yeah, I put heat shrink on the RX2A, added tie wraps to secure them here, and I added tie wrap to secure the VTX antenna here. The only other thing, oh yeah, I put the tie wrap back on to kind of secure this in case the battery goes flying. But the other thing I did was, if you guys see here, without those tie wraps in the way, right here is where that original carbon fiber ends. You can see it pretty good right there. And if you see how far the camera's sticking out, I was like, no, there's no way I'm gonna just destroy this camera. I don't mind so much too much destroying it. It's just having to do this work again. It wasn't like an easy quick change out, because it's not really optimally made for a run cam to go in. It is just sandwiched in there, and I got the camera angle I want. But I added these tie wraps. You guys can, you know, pause this later and see how I did it. The tie wraps butt up against the screws right there and there, and they really can't go anywhere if you impact something. And kind of the same on the other side here. So yeah, if you see here, you know, if you're usually flying at an angle like that, you're gonna hit, and that's gonna protect. You know, even if you try to slow down because you're about to smash into something, it's still gonna help it out, because this is more of like a H style. It's great for freestyle. It's not stretch X, so the arms are nearly level with that camera when without these. So, you know, these are pretty temporary. It took me a while to figure out the best way to get these on. I'll give you guys one last look at that and how it's secured. It really can't go anywhere. But maybe I can get some 3D printed extensions for this side plate, which would be much cleaner looking. But that's the build there, guys. Wanted to show it to you before I go out there and ruin it. But I'm just gonna try and fly around nice and easy so you guys can see the difference in the camera shots. And it's right about the same time of the day as my last FPV video, so we'll get that going. See you guys in a minute. Alright guys, here we are. I got the focus all set up. VTX probably getting a little hot, so let me get this thing moving and let's see what the differences are. Already night and day difference. It's so much clearer. Well, other than my flying, I won't have any excuse. The video doesn't break up as much over there by the garage. Let's go back there a little further. Yeah, ooh, if you guys remember, almost ate it there. Yeah, I was breaking up bad in that spot with the stock VTX and camera that was in here. Take it easy. I really don't want to crash right now, guys. Just want to show you I'm getting a little bit some weird lines along the side, angled. Not sure if that'll come through later. And I'm getting blinking in the that voltage thing, I think it is. I heard about some issues like this from somewhere on YouTube or forums or something, where because the camera and VTX are taking so much power, you can't really run 2S anymore. You gotta run 3S, and I'm starting to see maybe I need to give this camera more than 5 volts, and we'll see if that makes a difference. But yeah, at least we're getting to see the camera difference here, guys. Hope you can see it. It's definitely clear, but I am getting this weird sideways noise. I'm not sure if that's jitters or what. Can't really make the camera any tighter than it is, but I do not like how it's affecting the OSD. Can't see the voltage very well, and also can't read anything, like the amount of time I've been flying here. Kind of gotta like just peek at it. 3.7. Yeah, I could definitely see clearer though, guys, which helps in the flying department for learning here. I can see details more in the plants and stuff, even in the grass. Yeah, this is definitely gonna help my flying. Whoa, I didn't want to crash, but I did. Be right back, guys. Hey guys, had to come in, broke the antenna on that cactus crash there. Just want to tell you guys I appreciate you watching. I know it's been a long video, and if you stuck with me, I appreciate it. Just want to close out with some final thoughts here. Yeah, I'm gonna fix the VTX antenna. I'm not sure if I can crimp that back on, but the connector is pretty shot. So maybe I'll solder it on or get a replacement, and get some more flight footage up for you guys. But yeah, you guys tell me if you think it's worth changing over. I know there were some OSD issues flickering on this setup, and I mean, if I had to give my opinion, I like the other setup also for what you get and what you pay for. Is it worth spending basically about $50 just to get this combo? And not sure for $100 micro pre-built, I'm not sure if it's really worth it, because you know you're probably gonna fly in close with these small guys anyway. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and really appreciate you watching. Please remember to be safe and keep on flying, and we'll see you next time.